Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with a grammar topic, determiners. Let us first see what is determiner. As from the name itself, you can guess something. Determiner, that means it determines something, tries to find out something. Okay, so now let us start and see what is the meaning of the term determiner. Determiners are words placed before nouns or pronouns to decide or fix their meaning. They are words which are placed before nouns or pronouns to decide or fix their meaning. They tell us how many or how much. Now, here you must keep in mind that determiners don't only tell you how many or how much, because there are many kinds of determiners. Let us see the kinds of determiners now. Articles, demonstratives, possessives, distributives, quantifiers, and interrogatives. All these come under the category of determiners. I am repeating. Articles, demonstratives, possessives, quantifiers, distributives, and interrogatives. All these come under determiners. They help us to decide something in relation to the noun or pronoun. Now let us start from articles. You have already done articles in your previous classes. You know very well that there are three kinds of articles: a, an, and the. So, articles are placed under the heading of determiners. We already know that there are three articles in English: a, an, and the. Of these, a and an are indefinite articles and the is the definite article. An article is placed before a noun, but if there is an adjective before a noun, the article is placed before the adjective. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that there are three kinds of articles. You know that a, an, and the. And a and an have varied uses. Their uses are unlimited, vast uses. So they are called indefinite articles, whereas the use of article the is limited, it is confined. So we call article the as a definite article. For example, a carpenter, an honest man, an egg, the Himalayas, the Ganga. All these are articles: a, an, and the. Now let us see some of the rules. How are the uses of a and an different from each other? You all know, you have studied in your previous classes that a is used before a consonant. You must have heard, all of you must be knowing by now that there are vowels and consonants. There are 5 vowels: a, e, I, o, u, and all other alphabets are consonants. So article a is used before consonants. An is used before those words which begin with a vowel or a vowel sound, like a cow, a girl, a boy, a table, an egg, an orange, an honest man, an apple, etc. Now let us see more uses of article a and an. To convey the numerical sense of one. For example, an honest man is an asset to the nation. An honest man, here it is denoting each honest man. We are talking about each individual honest man. So when it conveys the numerical sense of one, then also we use an. An honest man is an asset to the nation. To change a proper noun into a common noun. To change a proper noun into a common noun, we use article a or an depending upon the sentence. For example, there should be a Krishna in every family. there should be a Krishna in every family. Krishna is a proper noun. But since we are using it as a common noun, we want a Krishna in each family. We want every family to at least have one individual having the qualities of Lord Krishna. So here, if we are using a proper noun like a common noun, then we use article a or an depending upon the sentence. To point out an unfamiliar person, animal or thing. For example, I met a girl in the street. I met a boy in the street. So you don't know that person. He is not familiar to you. So you will use article a. To talk about any one member of a class. A dog is a faithful animal. Here we are talking about a class of dogs. Class here means we are taking, although we are using here only one dog in the sentence, we are talking about, it seems as if we are talking about a single dog in this sentence, but we are talking about the whole category of dogs. All dogs have this common quality that they are faithful. So if you are talking about any such noun which is taken as a class as a whole, then we use article a. A dog is a very faithful animal. Now let us see the uses of article the. A very common use of article the is that we use article the before superlatives. All of you know that there are 3 degrees of comparison in adjectives: positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So whenever we use a superlative degree, we use article the. Nina is the tallest girl in the class. Neeta is the tallest girl in the class. So tallest is a superlative degree. That is why we will use article the before tallest. When we talk of a particular person or thing, another important use of article the. When we talk about any particular person or thing, we are particularizing something. We are talking about some specific person or thing. We use article the. Like, did you meet the girl? Did you meet the girl? It shows that we know which girl we are talking about. We are particularizing the girl. So we use article the. Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie? That means again we are talking about a specific movie. We are not talking about any general movie. So if we talk about any specific person or thing, we use article the. We use the with something or somebody already referred to. If we have talked about or we have referred to a person or a thing earlier also, then we use article the. For example, the man who is standing at the door is my uncle. You are referring to a particular person in this sentence. In the starting of the sentence, the mention of that man is there, so you will use the in this sentence. With a common noun when the noun represents the whole class. Now, earlier we have seen that in such cases we also use article a, and remember we use article the also if we are talking about a particular class. The donkey is a beast of burden. We are talking about one donkey in this sentence, but this is a common feature of all donkeys. That is why we are taking a donkey which is representing the whole class of donkeys. So in this case we are using article the. When we refer to holy books, newspapers, oceans, seas, mountain ranges, then days of the week and whole families, the names of some countries, if the name of the country has a common noun, then buildings, etc. So in such cases also we use article the. For example, the Gita, the Arabian Sea, the United Kingdom, the Aravalis, the Gandhis, the Times of India, the Brahmaputra, the Red Fort, etc. We use article the when we are talking about only one thing which is unique in itself, like the sun, the earth, the moon, the equator, the North Pole, the South Pole. They are one. You will not find another sun, another earth, another North Pole, another South Pole. So in such cases also we use article the. With adjectives, when those adjective area are used as nouns. The rich always exploit the poor. Here the rich and the poor, although they are adjectives, but they are acting as nouns. We are talking about the rich people and the poor people. So in such cases also we use article the. Note the use of the in the following phrases. Sold by the dozen. On the other hand, the more, the merrier, speak the truth. So in such phrases also we use article the. Now let us come to another determiner, that is demonstratives. From the name, from the heading itself, you can understand it demonstrates something. It refers to something. It is talking about something in particular, demonstrating something. This and these refer to persons or objects close by. This and these are determiners and they refer to persons or objects close by. This is used before a singular noun and these before plural nouns. So these are simple rules, simple things which you should remember in order to avoid any silly mistakes. I am repeating this. This and these refer to persons or things close by, which are near to you, close to you. And this is used before singular noun. These is used before plural noun. For example, this dress has been stitched by my mother. These gifts are for you. That and those refers to persons or things as at a distance. They are far from you. They are kept at some distance. That and those are used for persons or things at a distance. That is used with singular noun and those for plural nouns. This and that can be used before the uncountable nouns also. This and that can be used for uncountable nouns also. For example, this crop has got spoiled. That food was for beggars. So just remember that there are 4 demonstratives: this, that, these, those. This and these refer to persons or things which are close to you, and this is used for singular noun, though these is used for plural. Then that and those refer to persons or things that are kept at a distance. That is used for singular noun and those for plurals. Then possessives. Again from the term possessive, which means belonging. You own something. Something belongs to you. You possess something. They are called possessives because they possess the nouns that follow them. His mother, her book, my bag, their house, our work, your car. All these are possessives. His, her, my, their, our, your. All these are possessives. Possessives can be used before both singular and plural nouns. My chair, my chairs, his wallet, your wallet, her bags, her bed. You can use possessives for singular, plural, both. They can also be used before the countable nouns and uncountable nouns. His office, our office, their ministers. So even if the noun is countable or uncountable, you can use possessives for both. Then distributives. From the term itself, you can guess distributive. That means you are talking about each individual or each thing. Let us see the distributives. Which words are distributives? Each, every, these are distributives. Each is used in speaking of two or more persons or things. Each is used in speaking of two or more persons or things. It signifies the individuals in a limited group. It signifies the individuals in a limited group. That means it talks about individuals in a limited group. For example, each child was dressed beautifully. That means you are talking about each individual child in particular. Individually you are talking about them. Each child was dressed beautifully. Each individual from the group shall be given the ration. Each individual from the group shall be given the ration. That means again you are talking about each individual person. You are not talking about the group as a whole. Every is used in speaking of more than two persons or things. Every is used in speaking of more than two persons or things. Each is used for two persons or more persons or things. But every is used for more than two persons or things. It signifies a large or indefinite number. Each signifies a small group. Every signifies a large group. Every child should obey rules. Now here we are talking about a larger group of children, but we are talking about each individual child who is a member of a large group. Every Indian should be proud of his country. Again we are talking about a large population, and out of that large population, we are talking about each individual Indian who is a member of that large group. So just remember, this is important. Each is used for a smaller group. Every is used for a larger group. Then another two important distributives are either and neither. Either has two meanings. Pay attention. Either has two meanings. Either of the two different things or persons. Any of the two different things or persons. Like, you can take either road. That means there are two roads. You can choose any one. You can take either of the two. Beautiful landscape is there on either side of the mountain. Now here either means what? On both the sides of the mountains. I am repeating this again. This is important. You should remember this. Either is used in two ways. It conveys two important meanings. First way is to show that a particular thing is present on only one, on both the sides. A particular thing is present on both the sides. Another use is to show that there are two things, and out of those you have to choose any one. I am reading the examples again. You can take either road. That means there are two roads. You can choose either of the two. You can choose any one. The beautiful landscape is there on either side of the mountain. So this shows that on both the sides of the mountain there is a beautiful landscape. So these are two important ways in which either can be used. Next is neither. Neither is the opposite of either. First simple thing is this, which you should remember. Neither is the opposite of either. It means not the one nor the other. It means not the one nor the other. She is on neither side. That means she is neither on my side nor on your side. She is on neither side. I liked neither of the designs. That means I did not like any design. I liked neither of the designs. The sentence shows that I did not like any of the designs. So, neither is the opposite of either, and it means not the one nor the other. Next determiner is quantifiers. From the name itself, we can guess that it talks about quantity or number. These tell us about number or quantity. Some quantifiers can be used only with countables, some with only uncountables, and there are some which go with both countables and uncountables. Let us see. Many. The first quantifier is many. Then several. Third is much. Fourth is some. And fifth is any. Let us see their uses now. Many. It is used before the countable noun and suggests a large number. It is used before a countable noun and suggests a large number. I carry many books and notebooks to school. So, it is a countable noun. You can count how many books and notebooks you are carrying to school, but it has a large number. It is not 1 or 2. It can be 6, 7, 8. Several. Suggests number and is used before countables. Suggests number. Several suggests number and is used before countables. There are several instruments in the shop. You can count them. Although there are many, but you can count them. Much. Much denotes a larger quantity. Much denotes a large quantity and is used before uncountables. It shows a large quantity and it is used for uncountables. You cannot count that. Much water has flown since then. Much water has flown since then. You can't count water. You can weigh water. You can measure how many liters of water, but you can't count 1 drop of water, 2 drops of water. Can you count? No. So it is used for uncountables. Then some. Suggests quantity, number or degree. Some suggests quantity, number or degree. It is used in affirmative or interrogative sentences when a positive response is desired or expected. That means some is used in those cases when we expect a positive answer. For example, can you please pass some sugar? What answer are you expecting? Yes, sure. So if you are using some, that means you are using, first of all, you are using some for affirmative or interrogative sentences and you are expecting a positive answer. Any. Any also suggests quantity, degree or number. Any suggests quantity, degree or number. It is used in negative sentences or where a negative response is expected. It is opposite of some. You can see. In some we were expecting a positive answer, but in any we are expecting a negative answer. For example, have you done any work so far? You are expecting the answer, no, I have not done any work. Or second example, is there any female in the office? The answer which you are expecting is no, all are male members. Third example, I don't have any money. The sentence itself shows that it is a negative sentence. Then another set of quantifiers, little, a little, the little, and few, a few, the few. very interesting and very important, children. Little, a little, the little. First of all, you should remember that little, a little and the little is used to denote quantity. Quantity. Little. Little means not much, almost nil in quantity. For example, if I say she has little hope of recovery, that means she will not recover. There are no chances of her recovery. If you are using only little, that means you are expecting the meaning that it is almost nil in quantity. So little gives you a negative meaning. Then a little. A little means some in quantity. Little was almost nil, but a little means something more than little, something more in quantity. But still, it conveys the meaning of not much. There is a little ink in the ink pot. That means, although the ink pot has some amount of ink, but it is not half full. It has very little ink, although it can help you for writing some answers. So, if you are using a little, that means you are trying to bring out the meaning that there is some quantity, although the quantity is not much, and it gives you a positive meaning. Then the little. The little. The little means the whole quantity, though very small. Again, the little shows it is more than a little. A little was more than little. The little is slightly more than a little, but still you have to keep in mind that the quantity is still small. It is not a large quantity. For example, the little money that he offered proved useful. He did not offer a very large amount of money. He offered some money only, but that some money was useful. The little money that he offered proved useful. Now, same thing is with few, a few and the few. The only difference is that little, a little and the little were used to show quantity. Few, a few and the few are used to show number. Few means almost nil in number. It has a negative meaning. For example, few students try to improve themselves. That means the number of students who try to improve is almost nil. Second is a few. A few means some at least, though not many. Remember, some at least, more than few. Some at least, but not many. It gives a positive meaning. For example, only a few were able to complete. That means the number of people who could complete their work was not zero. Some were able to do it, although the number was very little, maybe only 2 or 3. The few. Now remember, like in little, a few here is more than few and the few is more than a few, but the number is still not a very large number. The few means all of what is left, though small in number. For example, the few children who participated scored very well. It shows that the number of participants, the number of children who participated, they were not a very large number. They were still a small number, but now we are talking about all those children who are left. The few children who participated scored very well. So we are talking about the whole number which is left, whether 10 children were left or 20 were left, but we have taken all those children. And the number is still a small number. Now the last determiner, interrogatives. From the name itself you must have understood, interrogatives means asking a question. These determiners help us to ask a question. What, which, whose, how much and how many are interrogatives. What, which, whose, how much and how many are interrogatives. They can be used before any kind of noun. Which train goes to Patna? How many bottles of cold drinks will be served at the party? Whose books are these? All these words, which, how many or whose, all these are interrogatives and they are used before any kind of nouns. So today we have read about so many determiners. You will have to revise the rules once again from the PDF. You will have to read all the rules once again, read the example sentences also, and you will see some exercises in the PDF. Please do these exercises in your notebooks also. Thank you children. Have a nice day.